Is it etiquette that you clean up after yourself in the glory hole?
Not the ones I've been in.
No. And how thick's this wall? Because I might not make it.
And welcome to yet another episode. It's really hard to clap. Welcome to another. We're all trying to clap. Welcome to another episode of the Free Speech Podcast. I'm the mad lad of Jihad. To my left, I'm joined by Mr. Jussie P. To my further left, it's Mr. Controlled Opposition, formerly Hate Speech, Leo Kurz.
All right, stop. Collaborate with the government and listen to their excellent advice about vaccines.
Get boosted. And not only a guest of the pod, the actual sponsor of the pod. We're still sponsored from highpoint.care. Use code 3SP for 10% off all your needs. It's Paul. Welcome back to the pod, Paul.
Thanks, man.
Welcome back to us, but not to the listener.
Yeah, so just quickly fill you in. We did record a pod previously with Paul. I, however, got very drunk, forgot to press record, so that was lost. It was a really good pod. But welcome back, Paul.
Thank you.
This is an array of a plethora of merchandise.
A lot.
Do you know plethora doesn't actually mean a lot?
What does it mean?
Excess. So if you had 3 hands, you'd have a plethora of hands. You wouldn't say 3's a lot. It's just extra.
3 is quite a lot.
Well, listen, for Battle of the Minds,
exactly.
you better be on form tonight. That's your Battle of the Minds, and you didn't even know about plethora.
Oh, things going off again.
For fuck's sake!
Should we check if it's actually recording?
Darius has.
I can see
Darius
the thing
would have
on
done
the-
that.
It is recording, but
That's so strange.
Is it-
man.
is
It's
it
like
that, or
they've
is
put a
it-
timer on. I bought.
Oh, because there is a setting on those cameras that the thing can cut
I
off.
bought back in the day before everyone recorded on their phones. I bought this little. Do you remember like little JVC? It was just a little tiny thing for recording.
Yeah.
And it turned off at 29 minutes.
Yeah, they used to.
So you couldn't record things in the cinema. It's anti-piracy. It was in the firmway. I googled everything. There was no way of turning
It was
it
the
off.
same. The what do they call them? The digital DSLRs used to have that 29-minute
Yeah,
thing
that's
as
exactly.
well.
It was like that. But
Some
it looked like a
some of
flag
it was
packet.
even shorter because the thing would overheat.
Oh no, this was
Yeah,
firmwared in.
In fact, a couple of times in fact, I wonder if that's not
that
overheating,
could
is it?
be what it is. That could be what it is.
Someone's fucked up with it. Someone's fucked with the settings.
It's a lot of. It's quite warm in here.
Because when you say that screen's going off, it's just that camera.
Right.
Oh, it's still recording anyway. These are recording.
Yeah.
Just not the main camera.
Yeah, so we did one with Paul, didn't we?
And the almost same thing, maybe. If I'm like, I don't know.
It's you, mate.
It might be me, man. Because we did. You say that you never pressed record,
He did press record.
but you did, and it never saved or something.
It was all
like that.
corrupted, wasn't it?
Maybe this is your
Aura.
aura.
I am infected with like some sort of demonic parasite, so there's that.
I've just to get into this. I don't mind talking about this. I've started having panic attacks on stage. It's fucking horrible.
On stage?
Mate,
Jesus,
I've done, my
brother.
last 5 gigs. I've had 5 panic attacks. One of them was so bad.
How do you deal with it? What happened?
How do I deal with it? By delivering my material like this.
Can people notice?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so
Yeah. I had one.
I'm saying like I'm so sorry. and you
No,
guys
Leo's
laugh.
laughing
maniacally.
No, yeah. So
I
love
don't
to
know why the
watch
fuck
that.
I'm sponsoring
the
this.
first one,
It's horrible.
my throat just went like my throat just sort of opened and I couldn't swallow or close my.
That's classic, man.
Like that. That was the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
one.
Right.
And then the next night, I did it the same bit. Talking about getting divorced. I don't know if it's connected to that. And I was 11 minutes
Maybe.
into a 30-minute set,
Jesus.
and I was thinking I'm gonna die. And like I was like looking for somewhere to sit. Obviously, nowhere to sit.
Were you getting the sort of, when it feels like your head's full of sherbet? And like
No,
lightheaded?
it was more like I could see myself. It was like out of body.
Right.
But then it was more like the floor was moving, and I thought I was
Jesus.
gonna keel over.
Right, Jesus.
And it was on film.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Let's-
it got filmed. I can't bring myself to watch it.
Send it to us.
should
and we'll
definitely
watch it.
watch
it.
Let's
I'll-
watch.
I'll
Let's
clip
do
it,
a.
you can put it on-
Let's
put it
do a
in here.
watch
Watch it
along.
now.
Yeah.
We don't have time for you to clip it because we've got fucking.
Oh,
is
yeah.
it online?
No, yeah, I'll put it online. It's my show. It's
Yeah,
my
but if we
reel.
send it to you online, then maybe we can log in and watch it now.
Book me for your gig.
Because if you can log in and watch it now.
That's not online.
Here's
That's
me
convenient.
experiencing existential dread.
No, but would see if you need help with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to start taking
literally, absolutely, man. Like before you go on stage the next time, I want you to take one of those ashwagandha capsules. I'll let you have a box of these.
So tell us the different products, as we keep on getting distracted. What is this? these are the capsules with lion mane.
Yeah,
And that's
I mean,
ashwagandha.
there's a story behind this, and I'll get the quick version, right? So, obviously, 7 years ago, diagnosed, very sick, rheumatoid arthritis. They said, "Oh, take these pills, or you're going to be in a wheelchair in about 6 months."
And rheumatoid arthritis is your immune system attacking your joints.
Correct. Yes, it's an autoimmune disease. So basically,
You could take ibuprofen.
You could, but then you
That fucks your
kill
guts up, doesn't it?
Gut bacteria. Yeah. Then you get opioid stomach syndrome, which makes you basically need a colostomy bag.
Jesus.
So there's
That's
that.
Because Pope, Pope Lonergan, so he was working in an old folks home and he was addicted to like opioids and stuff because he was getting them, at the home because of all the medication there.
Picking mix.
And yeah, like it sort of rots your guts.
Correct.
Because your guts don't, if you take codeine or whatever, especially for a couple of days, you don't go.
Constipates you.
Destroys.
Yeah, it totally constipates you. So then, like, if you do that, like, for weeks, man, your guts just stop. All this sort of peristalsis just stops.
What's
The
peristalsis?
Yeah, I was going to say.
What's that?
Yeah,
It's
peristalsis.
the motion of the
Motion.
the subconscious motion of your
motion.
guts
Wow.
that
So that-
propels stuff through your guts.
It's not even
You know,
subconscious motion.
when you're
it's
dead,
deeper
your
than that.
digestive system,
Yeah.
they reckon it's got almost like it's got its own brain. When you're dead, it's still your digestive system still carries on, doesn't it?
It's
Yeah.
not like it's got its own brain. It is its own brain. There is an argument out there which is completely scientifically valid, which is that your brain is almost just like slave to the gut.
Yeah.
The gut actually.
All he
has-
is.
Yeah. I mean,
The gut is Ollie's nickname.
yeah.
The gut couldn't make it today.
That's why he's so clever. He went to Oxford.
Yeah, his fucking appendix was doing all the.
Eat
It's
book-
gone off
you
again.
eat books.
I don't know why
It's
it's
the
going
same
off.
time. Let's time it. It's a setting because
It
it's the
was.
same amount of time.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
But isn't it
maybe.
getting closer? That wasn't 10 minutes. That was
5.
I don't understand what's happening. But these are recording in.
Just leave it.
Is it definitely plugged into the power?
You know what it is, man? There might be that the power is like it's trying to eat from the battery. It's getting
Yeah,
enough,
maybe
and then
you're
it
like,
sort of
Yeah,
almost like
yeah.
the battery's a reservoir.
But this has got a dummy battery.
and the battery's plugged into something. So what's it plugged into?
It's all good. Listen, if it cuts out, we'll just use the other cameras.
All
You
right.
can't just say it's all good when it keeps cutting out.
On the other cameras, I look like
It's all good.
I look
It's cut
fat,
out again.
Fat though. Why is he gonna give me the fucking raw end of the stick? I look like a big fat fuck on the other camera.
I've had the in-laws down all week. I was telling Darius, you know, like how you feel at Christmas. It's just when you're sitting around with family. And
Yeah.
You all got to eat when they want to eat, and you're
Oh,
not
yeah,
hungry.
yeah.
And it just makes you feel like shit, doesn't it?
Because that's the secret to not being a fat shit is you eat when you're hungry instead of eating when it's like time to eat.
Yeah. Well, I used to be a roofer, and for years I ate the same as I ate when I did that, and now I just sit about. It's just eating too much.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
I got used to it, and now
Now you're fat.
And you've got some
not
sort
clever.
of arthritis. Is that right?
osteoarthritis.
Osteoarthritis,
my,
right.
My clicky back.
Right, yeah. Which is painful?
No.
It's not painful.
No.
Right.
Wow, okay.
My coccyx is painful. Remember when I went to his wedding? I'd fucked my back
That's
right
what all the
up?
ladies say.
Yeah. No, it is. Even sitting on this hurts.
Into the mic.
Even sitting on this hurts.
That's what she said. A little joke. So listen. So you had that. You invented this thing.
Yeah,
we
I-
didn't want the life story. We just want the product advice.
No, of course. But is that the sort of the good thing is about the products is that when you're sick, right, you go through loads of. It's not just being sick. It's also that it comes with panic attacks, right? Because you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, my life is changing.
Yeah.
How do I deal with this? And then you start to get that existential dread. And I've had that, by the way, with the throat closing up thing. It's legitimate. I've experienced
It's a
that.
common
common,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
What? It's not only funny.
I
when I
know,
say-
it's-
What
it worked
causes
for
that?
him.
It's a concoction of different stuff. Honestly, like it really can be different for everybody.
I think it's because for you, it's obviously talking about your divorces,
Yeah.
a triggering
Yeah, it
emotion.
must be
Yeah.
some subconscious link where you're like.
Yeah.
I'm not divorced. I'm just thinking about it.
Oh right. But the thing is it's all related back to certain hormone productions, right, in the body. Namely, the one that everybody links back to is cortisol, right? So the stress hormone.
Yeah.
They inject you with cortisol when you have an organ transplant because it turns your immune system up and prevents your immune system rejecting the kidney or lung or whatever.
Right.
So cortisol is really powerful and you can produce that. But also adrenaline. People think adrenaline is good for you. It's fucking terrible for you. The only time you need adrenaline is when you have to kill a fucking bear with
Yeah,
a
yeah,
spear
yeah.
or you're fucking.
That's what it
badass.
feels like because
Yeah.
you just stood there and it's like the last thing you want, and you got all this fight or flight energy, and it's just misplaced.
Totally, and your body is producing that stuff because of some weird. You want to get that down. Yeah.
We've got some habanero bourbon.
Your body's producing that because it thinks for some reason that you're in this situation where you're going to get, you need that and you don't. And so how do you regulate it if your body's dysregulated? Well, these products are what
I get that with boners.
Me too, man. Me too. I get that a lot. Like, it's like you can't leave the house with a loaded cannon.
No, that's right.
You always got to crack it off before you
Did in his
get in
shower
the
this
street.
morning.
It's a guy thing.
Did it in my mouth.
That's what she said.
That's gay, actually. You didn't do it in my mouth.
It's a huge thing, man. You should. We're just about to start working with this app, right? So these guys, it's Bear Grylls.
Grinder.
Oh yeah.
Not Grindr, but we're working with Bear Grylls.
Griller.
You're not even hanging out with him in a duck hide somewhere.
No, I'm drinking his own piss.
Have you
and
met?
Yeah.
Have
he's
you
drinking
met
my
Bear
own
Grylls?
piss. Huh?
Have you met him?
Not yet, no. But we're in the early stages of working with this app called Metal, and it's a toolkit for men's minds. And honestly, like,
Why is everybody talking about? I've noticed everybody's like, oh, we've all got to talk. Men have got to open up about their feelings and all this. But since people have started doing that,
They're having panic attacks.
yeah, men have been like having all these psychological problems and also killing themselves. And then the more men kill themselves, the more people say, oh, you need to open up more about your feelings. Maybe we all need to just clam up
Shut
about.
the
What are you
fuck
really
up.
angry
Exactly.
about? What are you really
Wait,
angry
are we
about?
meant to
Tell
shut the
tell the
fuck up?
group.
no, but this is the thing, though. This is what this app is all about, right? So talking for us doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just
Yeah.
makes you fucking totally depressed, and you want to just go, oh, good night. Like, it absolutely.
Gonna make
will-
myself sick.
Exactly. Well, yeah.
Ollie.
Bulimic.
Take some notes, Ollie.
But-
Put some
Yeah, get a shotgun.
dipping his finger in Nutella. I'm bulimic.
How can you bully him? He's not even here.
That's how you bully somebody.
Are we going to send this to him?
Yeah.
We'll send this and we'll make sure he watches it.
But it's true, men talking doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
I've been to.
Because Justin
Wait,
makes fun of them.
We've been doing this podcast for years.
It's
and-
turned off.
leave
But look,
it.
it doesn't matter because that's recording. Camera 1 and camera 2 is recording, so it's still
Right.
recording.
No, but getting back to the
think so?
point,
But just out of thing.
he avoided that, but he dodged both a wheelchair and a colostomy bag.
Me, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Paralympics
Absolute
event.
swear.
Triathlon, wheelchair, colostomy bag, and crutches. I don't know.
And you develop these products as a result of wanting to treat your condition.
You were your own
Yeah,
guinea
yeah.
pig.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Which is why we come up with all this. This is contrary to popular opinion. It does look like maybe custard, but it's not custard. It's like custard
Cum.
for your. It does look like old cum. I mean, I don't know.
It's like fresh
Old
cum.
persons or
Fresh.
some you've kept
Some-
too long,
some
past
I've
its
kept
sell-by date.
on a My Little Pony in a jam jar.
Freeze cum. Did you know that?
Can
You
you?
freeze
Oh
it.
yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, of course you can.
Do you have to
I-
Walt
defrost it?
Disney's cum.
Do you defrost it in the fridge or can it go in the microwave?
Yeah,
Right.
mini milk.
Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
actually had my semen tested. Tastes delicious.
Hey,
Louis Schaefer
That's
joke
what
there.
she said.
it's only funny when I say it.
It'll get
That's-
funny in a minute.
That's
I'm
what
just keep
she
saying
said.
it.
Oh, fuck, man, honestly, I feel like
What are we talking about?
this is hard to handle. Like, there's too much. I'm gonna die in 5 minutes, man. It's like,
But
You know
then your
this-
high point .care products aren't working. Do not die on camera.
This is the
Alright.
autism spectrum right here. Like we're on the we're where we
So-
are. This
but
is the high end.
it's interesting. The government brought in a thing that meant that CBD can't be over 10 milligrams.
that just happened, yeah.
But so your stuff's under 10 mil, but you've got this, or it's at 10 milligrams. But also, you've got this. You've reformulated it so it's still potent, possibly more potent than when it was a higher dose.
Exactly. So the government just came out and said, "Oh, as the government usually does, they impose some sort of fucking arbitrary restriction."
to look like they're
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah, exactly. Makes them look busy.
Oh, they just
Yeah.
love getting in fucking people's business and messing around. Like the online
Like
safety
Gillian
bill's all about that.
McKeith.
Yeah, yeah, going through your turds in
Yeah.
a Tupperware.
Let me see what you've been eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So the old stuff.
Oh,
that
we're going
we
to
had-
start restricting sweet corn.
No,
The
no,
old stuff we had before, was that over 10 milliamps?
It was over 10
Million?
10 milliliters, 10 whatever
Yeah,
it is.
was over 10
Milligrams.
milliamps.
So if we've got old stuff, you get the good stuff.
No, it's not. That's not what it's
But why don't you just take 2 of them? And that's
so
20.
here's the thing, though, right? So no, I'll tell you what.
What's the most
they
milliamps you
said
can
that
have?
the most milliamp hours that you can eat a day,
Yeah.
they said is 10 milliamps, right?
Yeah.
And they've said that that's the human limit in case because your kidneys and liver will fucking kill themselves. It's not true, right? The only way that they've derived this information is because they killed like 300 beagles. That's what they test this on, right?
Beagles.
They kill beagles.
Beagles
They're
don't
a
even
chill
like
breed.
weed.
Beagles. Yeah. Do you know why they kill? You know why they test on beagles?
Because they're nice animal. Because they're like
Because
placid.
they
Highest disposition for positivity towards human beings.
Oh, that is such a shame. Beagles are such nice
know.
dogs.
So
And then-
evolution's
and then they
fucked the
kill them.
beagle.
They
They
should
just
be. Yeah, they
fuck
should be using
But
those
the beagle fucked
XL
itself.
bullies.
No, well, yeah. You're
They've
right.
evolved to be like the most nice one.
Yeah,
We're like,
do
yeah,
it to
test
it,
it on
yeah.
that.
You're
Evolved
telling me that
to-
in 200 years, beagles are going to be like fucking Tyrannosaurus Rexes,
Yeah.
just demolishing cities.
But then again, they're not nice to foxes.
no. I mean,
Yeah.
well, maybe this is the fox's karma.
But
Yeah,
that's,
it might
na-
be.
Yeah, they
that's
should do
nature.
it. Actually, I would rather they test on an XL bully because if they can chill that dog out, then
Yeah.
you know it works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
by
not already.
destroying its fucking liver.
And also, if they destroy an XL bully, I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I don't care.
mind either. I seen the video actually of those 2 dogs getting shot. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
actual
Oh.
video.
Oh, do you know the video?
When they
you're talking about?
run around a petrol station, that
No,
one.
No, on the
one-
riverbank.
The original one.
Oh,
where the guy
yeah,
gets- I seen that like 3 days ago, man. I was like, oh, Jesus.
I can't believe the police are finally doing some work.
I know.
We discussed this though. That guy didn't
That
heal
dog had
the
eaten
dogs.
some mushrooms.
He didn't heal the dogs. So thing is, you can't be walking around like those dangerous dogs. Like, there's no need for you to have
Nah.
them around.
Hang on a minute. A minute ago, you were saying dogs should be arrested for whatever.
Picking up mushrooms.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, what's
How
your
they
point?
And now you're saying the bloke should be arrested for. Why don't they arrest the dog?
No, I'm saying there's no need for like some of these people have these dogs that they clearly can't control. Imagine you're different now because you're older, but you got like a little kid and you're walking around.
My
and there's some
14-year-old, I
dog,
can't control
and
him.
he's just walking down the street with a dog, and then the dog just spazzes out and fucking eats the kid's face.
Yeah, one of the kids that got it was like a 8-year-old kid or something, like a young girl, went up to pet the dog. It was tied up outside a supermarket or something, and she, a doggy, walks over and the dog bites her face off, and it's like, man, I don't give a shit about like whatever rights the dog's got or whatever. Like little kids should be prioritised over these fucking dogs.
So I took a dog for a walk this week. I haven't got a dog, but people stay and bought a dog, and I took it for a walk. And the thing about dog owners is they think they talk to you. Like they'll come up to you and go, "Oh, this woman didn't even have a dog." So I'm walking this dog. It's just so fucked up. I'm walking this dog around where I live, and this woman comes over and she's like, "Oh," and she starts stroking the dog, and I'm
Yeah.
stood there going, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm not a dog dude. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not." So she's stroking it, and I thought, "Fucking hell, fair play to her. She's like a dog. Oh, she seemed a bit mental, right?" Did she have a dog? And she's going, "Oh, look, I found your ticklish spot, haven't I?" And this dog's going like, and
She's
it's like,
wanking it.
yeah. I looked down, her other hand was touching its dick on my
What
life.
the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Kid's life. And I'm going, oh,
You
what
watched that woman wank your dog? It
She
wasn't
must
even
have
your
known
dog?
it was the dog's dick.
Oh no, she was a fucking dog wanker.
Yeah.
she's-
And you just allowed her to abuse the
I said,
dog.
"Can you handle 2 of them?" No,
You're an enabler, Justin.
no. I went, "Buddy, come on."
Well, he
Bleep
obviously
the dog's
is.
name out. I went, "Come on, buddy, come on."
Yeah, you've shamed the dog. Now everyone knows Buddy the dog's been abused.
I mean, she was proper like giving it a little.
How long did this
Jesus.
go on for?
Where's this woman?
Was she
Norwich?
fit?
No. She's like an old bag lady.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Like mental case.
That was
Yeah.
your first mistake.
Yeah, but the dog was. I don't know. I sort of wanted to pull it. I don't
Well, listen,
You
if
wanted to
someone was
pull it
wanking
too.
off my dog, I'd remove the dog from the situation.
No, I did eventually.
Oh, I
Wasn't
always
it?
say, could you not wank off my
I
dog?
said, finish him off, save me a job when I get in.
Yeah, exactly. I would have let her just finish. I
Yeah.
would have waited.
Pineapple.
Suck it.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. You
What?
try getting a dog to. Justin used to have a joke where he'd talk about making cum taste nice. And he said, "Oh, cum taste is good." And some woman shouted out, "Pineapple! If you eat pineapple, it makes your jizz taste nice." It was that might be the case, but you trying to get the dog to eat pineapple.
It was the punchline to it. Yeah.
Anyway, 10 milliamps. So that's just a government mandate.
Yeah, they said that will kill you. 10 milligrams a day will kill you, but it's complete bullshit because they just use that to, they're trying. There's some sort
Did
of
it kill a
bizarre-
beagle?
It killed many beagles, man.
What, just 10 a day?
They was said that it was 10. No, the testing is so much worse than that, man.
Yeah,
It's
they
like-
give them loads. They give like
Do you remember
insane
Boots
amounts.
used to make beagles smoke
was-
cigarettes?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How do you even make that?
Yeah, I know.
They
Do
put
have
a
to
thing
wear
over their heads.
They have to wear a raincoat and everything as well, and like a
Go outside.
cap and a
You
monocle.
can't smoke inside anymore. There's all these beagles stood out the back of the lab.
Thanks, mate.
So what is it?
I hate this job. Sorry, in my head, I fucking just actually saw a bunch of beagles wearing Rain Max. You're right. Where am I on the autism scale again?
Up there.
I'm
Yeah.
up the I'm at the top.
Yeah.
Right, good. Thank God. Somebody has to be a winner. But fucking, they said that it would kill you, and then so they put this imposed limit on, but our products don't. That doesn't count for our products, because the way that they're saying that this molecule will damage you is if it's been synthetically isolated, right? So they make the CBD into basically like a white powder, and it's the same way that you'd make cocaine, right? So everybody knows you take cocoa leaves, you put those cocoa leaves into petrochemicals, and you strip all the fats and waxes and acids and etc., and then you filter that, and you filter it through sand, and you get at the other end you get cocaine liquid. Then you dry that, dehydrate it, then you've got 90% cocaine.
Now we all know how to make cocaine.
Yeah, and if you need more advice or any consultation, etc., I'm available for hire. I can teach you how to isolate most
Cook up.
molecules. Yeah. So yeah, just.
But the thing is, chocolate kills dogs.
Yeah, they're not very resilient.
So do some plants.
But it's like, how
So
can you
it's
go,
hammers,
10
apparently.
10 milligrams of CBD is bad for dogs? Yeah, but so's chocolate. Like,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and you said hammers don't like
Don't-
hammers either.
So listen, so they made it so you can only have.
iron.
So these have only got 10 milliamps in them. then?
No, it's not. Forget that.
This
right,
says it's
'cause
got 15.
our products don't necessarily meet the criteria to kill you.
Oh.
This is like
That's a good. You should put that in the box. Well, it will not necessarily kill you.
I've sort of said that a bit actually. To be honest, it says.
If
No, it doesn't
our
say anything like
listeners,
that.
wait, quick question: if our listeners
Yeah.
could only buy one product here that's going to make a noticeable difference to them,
Yeah.
somehow, some way, but
Yeah.
it doesn't. They
But
don't
it's
have it.
different. Like there's different because it's
Well, ours is naturally produced, right?
neuro. What do you call it?
What would you
Stim-
prescribe to him?
Stimulants. What for you?
Yeah.
You need to take one of everything 5 times a day. No, but the thing is that this is all based on some bullshit that basically these big companies have came in. They've tried to commandeer the CBD industry. They're putting their particular brand of CBD in it. But the difference here is that our product is called CBD, but it's not. It's cannabinoids from the hemp plant,
Right.
right? They don't have that. They've got
Big-
CBD molecules which
So
are
it's synthetic.
synthetically isolated,
But
and
you-
those will fuck you up.
Right.
But you've also got some CBD from non-hemp, like
Well, we've
from
got-
different plants.
Yeah, you can get CBD from other. I think it's St John's wort. You
Right.
can get cannabinoids out of, but we've got the CB1 and CB2 receptor. Is in your brain, right, and other parts of the body. They respond to cannabinoids that can be found in loads of stuff. If you eat the right sources of meat, you can get cannabinoids out of meat. Right, it depends on how that
Do you have
meat
to
is raised.
eat a hippie?
Eating a yeah, good start. Yeah, I mean,
See-
eat a couple if you can. But sorry, go.
No,
please go.
no. I was listening. I had a question, but gone.
No, the thing is that we get ours from hemp hybrid plants, right, which are licensed plants.
And
But
they
the-
don't have any THC. That's what's going
They
to.
do have THC, and you need the THC. If you're not getting THC in your CBD products, you may as well just fucking send them your money by
But I thought
mail.
THC was the good stuff.
Psychoactive.
It is, but in such small amounts, it's not necessarily.
So see, when you're making these products and they got the CBD and the THC,
Yeah.
you have to get rid of the THC though,
No, we don't. No,
because it's so low.
it's so low.
But I guess what I'm trying to get to is, can you use the stuff in your THC plants to get high? Not
No,
from these.
no,
Not
no.
from these. When you've made them and got them out, can you with the residue? Is there any way you could take the stuff you're getting to get high from it?
Well, in the UK, no. But
Okay.
the French apparently say that you can, because yesterday I received a letter from, and this is a literal, that nobody knows about this yet, so it's the first place that I need to put it is immediately online. The French have just sent me a letter saying that they're prosecuting me in France
Ah.
What for?
for importing 400 kilos of hemp plants.
I'm flying a Palestinian flag.
Yeah, and flying that as well. 400 kilos of hemp plants, and 80 grams of that hemp was instead of 0.2, it was 0.4% THC.
Did they test it?
Apparently they did, with an outdated test kit, which they
Is a
fucking-
beagle.
Well, yeah. Smoking.
So what's happening with that then?
Well, they're saying they're trying to arrest me, but they don't even know who the fuck I am.
It's like TV.
Oh, yeah, don't tell
licensing.
anyone.
Yeah, don't put any. This is not
That's
me.
why
I'm
you're
not-
dressed like that.
We've got a large following in France.
Yeah, no, fucking might be true, man. But yeah, it's a large following, and they're all fucking magistrates. But
Tais-toi, Pierre. Tais-toi.
But they're trying to arrest me in France for importing CBD products because it was like 0.4, and they only tested 80 grams and then set fire to the
I'm
other
surprised. I
400
thought France were
kilograms.
less like that than us. I thought they were less sort of
No, they're worse.
deep state. Are
They
they
don't-
really?
They got the states much bigger, even bigger.
Is
Oh
it
yeah,
really?
in France,
Yeah.
and in some
They
ways,
had a
it's good.
revolution though, didn't they? I thought they
Macron.
sorted all that out.
They
They-
need another one. They
And
need the Gilets jaunes.
And I guess because Canada's French, he's a dictator, isn't he? That guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Trudeau.
for sure.
Trudeau,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. My theory is this, right? Is that the state is trying to exist in every person in France, so that they are the state.
Yeah.
Like you become the state. Like it's like
Well,
That's what all the
that's what
Western
the
world.
bootlickers do here about
All-
the vaccine
That's what it is.
policing each other.
Yeah,
isn't
all the Western world is becoming like that. If you look at the share,
Hive mind.
if you look at the share of GDP that's taken up by the state, it increases every year, like relentlessly in every
Trickle up.
developed country. And like basically, what the state is saying, oh, we're providing more services, but the state's terrible at providing services. The best economies and the best the places where people are happiest, places like America before it turned into like
Yeah.
a
What
sort of
is,
modern communist
in your
state.
opinion, Leo, the best kind of run state that we should model ourselves
China.
on today? Like, in your opinion, which has got the optimum amount of like?
1940s Germany.
Would you say that they're doing it right?
I don't know. I don't think there is.
Someone like Singapore or anyone like that?
I don't think there is one.
Yeah, I think you're
I
anarchist
agree.
then.
I agree.
You're a kind of anarchist.
I just said that.
No,
no,
but
I
like,
copied
no,
you.
like so,
That's what
somebody
she
like
said.
Like-
somebody like
said.
have you Millie?
The Argentine guy.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? He's
Yeah, he's
fucking
awesome.
great.
He's
man.
like,
I love
stick
that
the
guy.
state in your motherfucking cunt, you whore.
If you haven't seen Javier Milei, he's the Argentine presidential hopeful. I think he's going to do well. He looks a little bit
Well,
like an Argentinian Wolverine. He's got fucked up teeth and amazing hair. And he goes, I fucking, you left-wing socialist bastard.
He's gonna slash. He's gonna he's gonna just slash the state. But Argentina is a classic example of like a state that's just grown too big, and you know they got all the patronage and like they basically buy votes and stuff, but it all just stifles the economy. So the GDP per person in Argentina used to be higher than Germany's, and now it's a
So
quarter.
then
of,
vegans are
now it's a
fucking
quarter
steak
of
market
Germany's.
up.
Well, they
Not,
Argentina's fucked up because of
and
You've
they've
been
got
to Argentina.
they got
I
all
lived
this
there.
stuff to like protect the economy, protect jobs, like sort of Trump was doing. So they don't do enough trade with other countries, and it's all like everything's bureaucratic and gummed up. And they introduce like the Peronists introduced like 27 new taxes in the last legislature and stuff. So he needs to slash all that and let stuff be free. He didn't. They've just had the election.
Has he
so,
won?
Well, it was the first round, so he didn't. He actually didn't win. He was expected to win. He didn't win. He got 30%. The other guy got 36%. But there's three of them, and the person who's dropped out because now they're going to runoff has actually thrown their support behind Milei. So hopefully he's going to win the runoff.
What
But it's
year?
exactly what Argentina needs. It's exactly what every country needs. All this, everybody's like, and all these people on Facebook, the government needs to come around and wipe my bum because I can't wipe my own bum.
What
And it's
would-
like, man, no, you need the government to do fucking nothing. You need the government as little as possible. Just doing as little as possible. You do it best yourself.
What would you
Exactly.
say is the best time that Britain did best? Like, what was like this was their best?
Probably post-war.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Post-war.
And I'm talking about the Napoleon Wars. Actually, you know what? After the was it
1066.
Hey,
the
it's
Black
always
But
better.
the
Blair
Black
was
Death?
good.
Yeah, the Black Death
No,
was good.
no, Blair, man. I used
Up
to
until Iraq.
Nah, it was all borrowed money, and also it was just based on like the sort of pyramid scheme
that
of
bubble
like,
that burst.
yeah, bringing in like
that bursting bubble.
bringing in now we've got like just completely unsustainable immigration that's propping up an economy that's based on just unlimited free labor, and it's an idiotic way to run a country. Like you're destroying all the sort of the common shared culture and heritage, and it's not going to be a country in a couple of generations.
What this country?
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
won't work.
yeah.
It won't work. It's like you need social cohesion for the you need
Yeah.
that for the economy to function. It's an integral part of the economy. That
Yeah.
You need to like your neighbour because there's a lifting element of everybody You remember those coal mine guys? I don't think a single person would have woke up in the morning and went, I'm going to the coal mine alone, myself, to toil in the fucking dark.
Cowards.
You need a community behind that.
Yeah.
Like, that's an integral part of, like, how British society
Yeah, but then
has functioned,
Twitter makes money
Well,
out of people arguing.
But you know, online they did that. That
for
was
business.
what went viral last week was someone was like, "What is even British culture?" Did you see that one?
Yeah.
And
shit.
and everyone was like, "You don't even have a thing." And they did the classic thing of, "You ride your German car to your
Chinese takeaway
to
for a
do that.
Swedish couch, Japanese
and like,
TV."
but there is a British culture.
yeah.
That arguably is a culture. It's called picking the best shit that exists.
Yeah, melting
and
pot.
using it.
Melting pot.
Yeah, but we do have a melting pot. We've always had a melting pot. We've always...
This is a myth.
But
We
we-
haven't always
But
had
we
a,
had this
like,
discussion. Well, we argued about this both for the same. Remember, we had like a big long
Yeah.
argument, and we're both arguing the same point. But
Yeah.
really, and the argument is, I think that Britain has allowed this to happen by not imposing our own views
Yeah.
stringently enough. Like, if I go to Dubai, I can't open a church.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
don't
And you
see-
can't walk around like
Yeah.
your cock hanging
yeah,
out or anything.
and you can't kiss,
can't.
you can't public display of affection, I respect. I was like, okay, I'm not going to go there and bum my boyfriend, right? Everyone knows that.
No, you go elsewhere.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
elsewhere.
somewhere
You do it underground. But when they come
Antarctica.
here, when yeah, with the space laser. But when they come here,
That's what
it's
she
happened
said.
that we've just let everyone impose their culture onto British culture.
Yeah.
And
And that was
it's-
Tony Blair.
Okay. Well, it's
But-
not. I'm not saying it's
you
bad
know-
to let
you know
them
what-
ingratiate, but I'm saying that
you
know what-
we made
You know
British
what was,
people made the
you know what was the best time for Britain? So after the Black Death or the bubonic plague or whatever it's called, it killed like a third of the people. So there's more land per person. So people, because there's more food, more space, people grew.
Spread
The
out.
average height grew like an inch and a half or something.
Wow.
Because people were healthier.
Your family must have had loads of land.
I always think that's where that came from back in the day when they used to sacrifice people for an
To
abundant
make
crop.
space.
No, they just less mouths to feed. So
Yeah.
it probably actually worked.
Yeah.
Like they go to
Yeah.
one of the Aztec pyramids and like kill like 10,000 people in a day, wouldn't they? And they'd be like, "Oh, we've got loads of food for the next 6
wow,
months."
This is
look
like
at
a
this food
casino
they've got.
gig.
Yeah.
What about my casino?
This
gig?
is like the same thing, but they don't actually want an audience there because they're not gambling.
Yeah, it's true. I always look
so
at the
you're
big
not,
picture.
So you're not feeding them.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the thing with that is that, like, you're right, totally, like, we're not imposing our culture enough, right? And people say, oh, we don't have a culture, but I'm Scottish, right? And obviously you're Scottish, right? And we like, when I came to England for the first ever time, I see a culture here. I see a very different culture from Scotland to England, absolutely.
What are some
Like-
of the differences?
So, well, the way you grow up in Scotland, and maybe it's just my experience, right, is that people seem to be disproportionately pessimistic. There's a pessimism in
Yeah.
Scotland that's hard to get out.
And
of
if
the air.
anybody tries to like sort of do anything, it was like, oh, you fucking think you're better than us.
Yeah, exactly.
What you think you fucking? Why are you not in the door?
Yeah, don't raise your head above the parapet.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't ever. You always got to have everybody in a single line, right? And well, maybe that doesn't work for you, man, because you're really tall. So I'm trying to make jokes here.
Yeah, that's
but-
good. You'd have been in the back row of Braveheart.
Huh?
You know, in the Braveheart where they all stood there. You'd have been at the school photo. You'd have been at the back and you'd have been at the front. They reckon you had to range it by fucking
Yeah.
height, didn't you?
Yeah.
other
So you were back row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other
Coward.
differences
But
between
Yeah.
Scotland
I
and
would,
I'd be in Wales.
no, last to be killed. Last to be killed is first to, I don't know what first to be alive.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
So pessimism. So you think
Pessimism.
English?
I think
are
England's
e-
like that, though.
English
No, I
pretty
don't think so.
pessimistic.
No,
Not as much,
I think
but
I think there's like an
like
optimism in
that.
the air in England, and although it's not like a foreign country, let's say, right, but you still here, people are encouraged. There's an entrepreneurship.
That's there's this spirit of aspiration,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
you don't really get so much in Scotland.
Exactly, 100%. And you can be like in England, you're encouraged to be who you are, and maybe not from a let's say not from a council
You
estate.
look at the
like-
results.
True, right?
That's not a good thing always, is it?
I could probably guarantee you, if you look at the density of podcasts,
Of Darius.
even, if you look at the density
Just because
of
Ollie's not
podcasts,
here doesn't mean you can bully me now.
Oh, yes, it does.
10
That's what she
milliamps.
said.
there's probably less podcasts in Scotland than there is in England, and it's not because of the difference in size of the country. I would argue that it's actually the opposite. I would
So
say
do
people
you
are
think, does the anti-English sentiment come from feeling that that's because of some sort of oppression?
potentially, yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen like in America, like a lot of African Americans say that a big problem with their culture is they blame the Illuminati for being held back and they hold themselves back, but like to
Yeah.
think is that where the English rivalry
It's
is
like
a
that
bit.
video, you know, where the woman is pouring like a glass of wine, and she's like, no, but it's actually her holding the bottle.
Oh yeah.
You know, she's like, that's enough. Sort of like that. You are creating your own limitations.
Yeah, you got your own hand on your own throat.
It's nice to blame someone else, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
always
It
better
feels
to blame
good.
someone. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Absolve
also,
yourself of blame.
But then there's some like stuff that's good in Scotland that's bad in England. Like when I moved down to London, it took me a long time to get used to. You just can't like if you're at the bus stop with someone, you just can't start talking to them.
Oh, fuck
like
yeah,
man,
no.
if you're in Glasgow or somewhere, especially if you're out in the countryside, somebody's at the bus stop, you'd be weird if you didn't talk to
I
them.
know.
In London, you talk to somebody at the bus stop, they're like, oh, I don't have any money, you know, like that
it's
kind of
the same
thing.
type of awkward, but in reverse.
Yeah.
It's literally like that, man. Like it took a long, and I still do. I try my hardest to just talk to everybody, and I don't
that
give a
does
fuck
my
if
head
they
in.
think I'm weird.
Like my girlfriend's family are Northern. They got to talk to everyone. I'm
I
like,
gotta do
you're
it,
just
man.
annoying everyone.
But
Shut
you know,
the fuck up.
when my mum comes here and my sisters and stuff, I fucking hate it when they do it.
Yeah, I bet you
What
don't.
doing?
We
This
don't
is
do
like,
that here,
don't be
Mum.
Fucking weird. Like,
We don't do that here.
Don't talk to people.
Everyone's
going
going to think you're like simple. Simple people talk to you on a bus in England. It's the simple people. That's how we know who they are. 'cause they try and
or
talk
the
to you.
crazy
Yeah.
people.
So what I'm hearing is Scottish people are simultaneously depressed but friendly.
But that's it. It's that
Pessimistic but
gallows sort
friendly.
of like all in the trenches together. We're all downtrodden.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
camaraderie and your
Everybody
despondency.
talks about like Glasgow, for example, how friendly everybody is, but there's a sort of like there's an undercurrent of aggression with that sort of friendliness as well. It's not like just friendly. It's like you fucking
Oh
look at
yeah,
a nice fucking dude.
it's like when a gangster goes, Leo, you and me are gonna have a nice little walk along the seaside and get an ice cream.
Actually,
Oh, that sounds nice, but he's actually talking about fucking you up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more threatening.
Wanking
that
your
sort-
dog off.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
threatening. That
The,
sort of like being
the,
nice.
the culture, I feel like in England, when I saw it first seeing it, specifically London. I mean, maybe this doesn't apply elsewhere because I just obviously Scottish person come from Glasgow to London. You're right in the heart of it, right? But I just saw like it's hard to explain, but maybe it's that like small town person in a big city, you know, feeling.
Crop Dundee.
Yeah, exactly. I just saw that there was like a willingness to push people's dreams forward, whereas in Scotland I distinctly felt that was not there.
Yeah.
I really could see that, you know, even like.
Is that why you two got out then?
I can't remember.
There's more
I just wanted
opportunity.
I wanted a job. I just
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah,
to do
there's more opportunity.
just have a job and
Because
do
you're
some
from
work.
Dumfries.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
a real shithole?
It's kind of nice countryside, but
Yeah.
there's not much unless you're like
Remote
a
then.
farmer.
Yeah.
And there's some like the thing is there's like I think that's why my parents moved there a bit. Well, my dad's into shooting and stuff, and he works at gunsmith, so you know there's shooting that goes on there. And there's like
Maine. Should have gone to Maine.
plenty of sort of English hippies who move there because they're like, oh, we'll give the children a wonderful
Sold their
environment.
flat in Notting Hill.
Yeah,
that's
oh
a
man,
rainbow.
my parents had a end of terrace townhouse in Notting Hill.
An end
So right, you haven't.
You'd have been a multi-millionaire.
Man,
You haven't inherited that, but you got to play in a puddle while you were
yeah,
growing up.
yeah. I got
Trade off.
yeah,
That's a brutal trade, my friend.
Yeah.
That's a brutal trade.
So-
Imagine that you'd have.
and imagine the opportunity and everything.
Oh yeah, but
like,
you would have been a left-wing.
You'd have had an English accent.
oh, I'd been a wanker.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I'm a wanker now, but
but
I'd
you'd
been
have
worse
been-
of a
Imagine
wanker.
him with an English accent. You'd be more
Yeah.
hated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate you. But now you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look at him aloof on the GB.
All right, but
imagine if you spoke like, oh, you know, Toby. And
He'd have been Owen Leo Jones.
yeah.
From Navarra
No,
Media.
it'd been like you'd have been William Rees-Mogg. That's who you'd have been.
But
I quite like Rees-Mogg's accent, to be fair. Like, I think it's so quintessentially fucking unironic.
It's like someone taking the
Yeah,
piss.
yeah.
And
It's almost like what's that
Hello.
TV show?
William Rees-Mogg is to England what Russ Abbott was when he did See You, Jimmy, to Scotland.
yeah, 'cause
it's
that's
like
right.
such a parody.
Exactly.
Jacob Rees-Mogg. His
Yeah,
dad
Jacob.
was it William Rees-Mogg?
Jacob
who-
Rees-Mogg.
No, but his dad.
Oh.
His dad was that lawyer who represented the Rolling Stones when
Chanel.
they. You know the
Chanel Rees-Mogg.
it's not Chanel.
His name's not Chanel.
No.
What?
So
Tyrone Rees-Mogg.
so he represented the Rolling Stones.
Wayne.
Darius.
Was it Wayne Rees-Mogg?
What?
You know,
his dad
you know
was
when Mick Jagger it was like drugs charges and
Yeah,
also I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Mars bar up
Marianne Faithfull.
Yeah. So it was Jacob Rees-Mogg's dad who represented the Rolling Stones, and he had that phrase. He said like because obviously it was a overextension of the government to like sort of persecute people, and he said it's like crushing a butterfly on a wheel, which is like what most of the government does these days.
Yeah, they're good at that.
All right,
They're
but
really good at that.
Take it back to the question.
Was
How
there a
would
que-
you
was there a question?
Well, take it back to
was
the
the
issue.
question?
How would you summarize British culture? Everyone.
How would you summarize it? Give everybody Japanese.
How?
So,
Well, that's
14th
racist.
dynasty. I
Oh,
would
wow.
maybe make like kimonos, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, big shiny sword.
Yeah. Sharp one.
There is definitely a British culture, though. There's definitely a
exists.
thing.
I think it's changed though. You know what I mean?
I'd say it's very. I think British culture is very duplicitous. In that people are the competitive, you can be competitive, but you can't be seen to be competitive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that
agree.
keep up with the Joneses thing.
Yeah.
It's all like, oh, lovely car. Like,
Yeah.
it's all so fake.
You won't be as like, because an American would just be honest and brash about it.
Yeah.
I have a better watch.
And if
than
you ever pay an American a compliment, it's so fucked up. They go, thank you. And I'm like, what? Like if someone goes to me like, you say, oh, this piece of shit. Oh, I found this in a skip. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and they
you
take
have to, like,
everything.
degrade
They take it,
everything.
yeah,
Everything is at surface level with them.
Yeah.
Because when I was over there, you know how you just say
Yeah.
stuff that isn't true. It's the opposite of the truth,
Yeah.
because the truth is
You
so
know,
obvious.
yeah,
Like
oh,
you're making some point.
Nice fucking jeans, Leo. They're
Yeah,
like,
something like
thanks.
that. Yeah.
I like your family.
You're like, what were you trying to say, mate? In England, you must be being sarcastic.
Yeah,
What's the
yeah,
fucking,
yeah.
What are you really saying? So I think there's a layer of like a veneer of
There's
bullshit in
definitely,
England.
Yeah.
definitely a British thing. I think it's a British thing where we'd rather lose valiantly than kind of cheat and win.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
like Argentina would like win in the World Cup or something. We'd always go out and penalties England, and they'd be like, oh, but they lost.
Gallant losers.
Yeah, rather than actually be good. I think that's the difference between Britain and America.
There's an honour in that.
But
Yeah.
but I also think
Class
you
system's a big
I'll tell you
difference.
when you actually realize and start feeling a bit British. It's hard to feel it when you're in this country, but when you go abroad, I'm not talking about on holiday, but if you live somewhere else, you start realizing what British culture actually is. It's like I never really felt it when I'm here, but as soon as I go abroad and I live there, like little things like just being able to get baked beans, salt and vinegar crisps, and like little things
Is that a culture?
That's a
our
shop.
It's not though. It's part of the thing, like to have a breakfast, a big breakfast on a Sunday or something like that.
Have horrible
That's a
food.
tradition,
Yeah, have horrible food, but even stuff like like back when when we were kids, like a Sunday would just be dead, and you'd be watching TV, and it would be nothing to do on a Sunday. That's kind of there is a British culture, but it's hard to define. But you don't feel it until you go abroad and you're in a different country. Like, this is this is what it is.
I've lived a good few places in Europe, right? And do you know, everywhere I've lived, like Denmark, Sweden, whatever, I notice things about. I'm just an observer, right? I like to watch people because I don't know. It's just like a personal interest. But what I noticed,
Sound like a voyeur.
a little bit, but only at the weekends.
Okay,
Fair
enough.
Yeah, but the thing is that we have the best parts, and this is, I guess, probably like an undertone, right? So people here, right, you would always let an old person have a seat before you, right? Especially in the tube, and we have documented, please let this be
Queuing. That actually is a British thing, and it's
right.
good.
Man.
When you go fucking abroad, you being in the airport,
Oh,
and
mate,
you see
I would
people
kill
walking
all
in front of you. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you
Oh,
on
yeah.
right
Yeah,
here?
you're like, you wonder why you didn't invent the fucking wheel. You wonder
exactly.
you wonder why you couldn't build any buildings over 2 stories
'Cause one
till
thing-
we colonised you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's because you can't form a queue.
That's Leo's opinion, and not generally the opinion of the rest
That's,
of
we need
us.
to bring the British Empire back.
Queue
It's the
up.
greatest force for good in the history of the world.
Well, one thing follows the other, right? There's a fundamental building, there's a system of building stuff that you need to follow in order for it to actually work. And civilized countries would tend to say, well, look, who do we need to look after first in society? Well, it's the elderly, the infirm, the disabled.
Yeah.
You find a lot of countries that they don't have that same respect, but a lot of the Scandinavian culture has these elements, but then they have hyper-competitive other elements, and they don't have the keeping up with the Joneses. It's like,
They've got a word
smash
for
the
it.
Joneses.
They've got a word
Like,
for it.
Oh,
yeah,
smash them
smash the
things.
Joneses. Like, we're gonna take over. Like, I'm gonna have all the things that I'm gonna take.
That's the
everything
Viking
from you.
mentality,
Yeah,
innit?
I'm gonna
Right.
take everything from you, and I'm gonna live in this castle, and you're gonna be. I don't give a fuck what
Longest
happens to you.
longboat.
Yeah, or just push. Yeah, exactly. Just put. Well, these people are not quite economically productive. Push them there, then put them in that fucking bit of the.
Well, just
Right.
today, Sweden, talking about economic, has announced that they're gonna send home any immigrants who don't earn over €2,233 a month. So then there's a minimum thing, and now all the rest of Europe are now looking at that.
But what about the refugees they took in?
Exactly, that's what they're saying. They're saying
But
they've
they
got-
can't, like,
but they're
they
going to
can't-
send them back.
Is that a backdoor way of
That's what
getting
they
rid
said.
of...
Yeah, exactly. That's what they've done to
Yes.
control immigration. They're
We'll
saying
have
if you're an
everyone.
an immigrant, and you don't earn over 2,000.
But are they separate to? I think the refugee and
An
the
economic migrant.
immigration thing is different.
well,
'Cause
obviously,
if
I
you're
don't actually know Sweden.
Because if you're offering somebody sanctuary, then that's the trouble. We've got a lot of people exploiting our asylum system to get into the country and stay in the country, but they're not actually legit. They can just play the system like you with all your
I don't play anything with any system.
Fucking Barry Blue badge over it.
I've got a broken back. I've literally got a broken
How
back.
did you get a fucking blue badge?
I've got a listen, let me
It's
tell
got
this
that
once
over blue badge.
I literally broke my back. Yeah, just because I look fit and healthy and I'm cool, you don't understand that I only am able to function through the day through the crippling
If I
pain.
can park
thanks
right next to the door at Waitrose.
Highpoint.care.
Darius-
Use code 3SP to relieve yourself of any pain and be able
But
to
the-
function.
Darius, we're just amazed that you got the blue badge for your back and not for your obvious mental issues.
I'm going to have an autism assessment. I'm going to get it done. Just,
Yeah,
why not?
I can save you the.
He'll do it
cost.
himself.
I'll save you the cost.
Yeah.
mate.
10 out of 10.
No, but the most British
Film
culture
notes.
thing, I think English culture specifically, I think that it's got to be class system. Because when
Yeah.
I'm in America, I noticed that like a millionaire would just you know, like they would just talk to each other.
Yeah.
Whereas like here,
But I think the class system is much less rigid here than it used to be.
yeah, but it's like because obviously
Foreign workers.
What?
Yeah, so not
Yeah, not
the
refugees.
trouble in Sweden, they've let in like, you know, millions or maybe not millions, but like loads and loads of people as refugees, and they're now like
hang on,
like the rates of violent crime, gang crime, like sexual assault, all this sort of stuff has just been rocketing in Sweden.
It's bad, man.
So what's the end game there then? Because all the people that do the low-paid jobs, are them jobs going to have to up their money, or people aren't going to?
Well, they're
the
saying
toilets?
income requirements for labour immigrants will be raised from 1,238 per month to 2,534.
So that's like you can come here, but you can't do our shit jobs. You
Yeah,
got to do
it's
the
weird.
good jobs.
Yeah.
But also it's not tackling, because that's what every time, like, 'cause we've got a huge problem with people abusing the asylum system to get in, and then the government's like, oh, we're doing something about it. Oh, look, we're going to make it harder for people to apply for visas. And it's like, no, it's not the people applying for visas that are the ones that are the problem. You know what I mean? It's the
one
people that are
coming in
just,
for
just
illegally.
coming over undocumented. They chuck their passport and they see, and then they're like, hey, you know, like, I'm from Iraq, I'm gay and I'm Christian, so you can't send me back.
Iran.
You know what? That's what pissed me off
12.
about. But that's what pissed me off about going to America. I had to jump through all these fucking hoops to get into America, whereas you could just walk through like, and they
Do you
wouldn't
mean
say.
the way it should be?
No, yeah, no, but it's like, but no, but I had to jump through. I was like,
I'm
they're
reassured.
Like, I'm
looks like
That's
we're
'cause
not
you
going to
got-
have
Yeah, but I'm like, hey,
another
He's
9/11.
like-
convicted mushroom picker. They
yeah, I'm British. You fucking, we've got like, why would I like? You know what I mean?
Look at you. Why do you think they?
Yeah,
fucking-
but they do it to all. But like, why are they
It's your
doing it to
mushroom
British?
thing, though, because
It
it's
was
from
the
No, no.
12th of September.
They sort of don't like us a little bit ever since that tea party we had in Boston.
Yeah, but
They
why?
don't.
Well, no, but we're like their main allies, and even all British people to get into America.
We're not Israel.
Yeah, well, we were meant to be their. What is it? The good friendship. What
Yeah,
they
special
call it.
friendship.
And they're
Special boy relationship.
and they're
You're my special friend.
and they're but they make us jump through all these hoops.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if you come from there, it's
But
like
America-
surely you should want. There's like actually, that's a good point. Like Leo made though, like it's like it's not the people who going through the visa channels that you need to make life
Yeah.
difficult.
Same thing with
for.
guns, isn't it?
And they're doing it wrong. It's like, yeah, we want those people. They're coming in. And
They're
we're-
filling in the
yeah.
form.
Yeah,
They're the smart, the people who are going to contribute, the people who respect the system and
Same
queuing
with
and everything.
guns. The people that would hand in their guns in America and follow the rules are
Yeah.
the ones that you ain't got to worry about. It's
Yeah.
all the fuckers that are they're the ones who ain't going to
all-
give their
yeah,
guns
yeah.
up. They're the only ones with guns now.
It's like the.
Do you know what I mean? The ones that
here-
don't follow the rules.
It's only the bad guys have guns here.
Yeah.
Only the bad. Like I don't have a gun.
They're called the police.
Yeah, well, that's what that's what I was fucking insinuating. But the bad guys have guns, and then the other bad guys have guns. Like, there's no good folk that have a gun. Like, I don't have a gun. I'm not
Leo's
really a good
dad's got a
person.
gun.
Oh yeah, my
That's
dad's
for
got a
shooting
gun.
quails.
I used to have a gun.
My
Leo
dad's
had a
got a
gun.
gun.
That's the point, though. Is that
Use it to
the
shoot dogs.
warfare in America, right? They say that you could never invade America because there'd be a gun behind every blade of grass.
Tell that to Japan.
Right?
That was
And
actually a
that's the-
Japanese general who said that.
Exactly right. Exactly.
They knew that was coming. That was a false flag. Yeah.
Yes, it was 9/11
It was.
times 2.
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they
said
knew about that.
They said, and that will remain true, right? And it will be all the people that if they eventually do hand in all their guns, they'll still have the same amount of guns.
Yeah.
Because
There's more
probably-
guns than people.
There's like 5 or 7 or something like that, weird number per head, and you're gonna have all these people sell it. I think how many murders are committed in like Detroit.
And
Isn't it?
Chicago's
It's
the worst
Chicago,
now, yeah, yeah.
Chicago, and none of those guns are registered.
That's what
None
I'm
of them.
saying. So the
a
unregistered
gun,
ones,
yeah.
you can't get them in.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're disarming
the people who can
The good
defend
people
themselves.
that
Yeah,
would follow
exactly.
the rules. But America's slightly different. You think America is built on immigration. That was the whole point, that Ellis Island and that.
And it is
Yeah.
a wonderful thing. Like it is
It is,
genuinely
they
a
couldn't have
wonderful
built that
thing.
country without immigration.
No,
And
they
now
s-
they seem to be stricter on their border
But
control.
then, like,
But they're not at the moment.
I mean,
it's
it-
literally open on the southern border.
yeah, that's
This is what you don't understand. It's like sometimes when you hear this, you think, oh, they're saying it's open, or like defund the police. You hear that, and in your mind you think, oh, they mean give them less money. That's what you. That's
No,
what
they're
I
talking
heard.
about anarchy, aren't they? Get
No,
rid
but
of
when they're saying no, zero. So when they're saying it's open, you think, oh yeah, maybe people are just. But it's literally like it's people are walking across. So
and the money that goes in, government money goes into government programs to, like, it's like in this country they're like, oh, we're going to deal with the refugee problem by just putting everybody's claim through quickly. It's like, that's not dealing with the problem.
No.
That's just increasing the problem,
Accelerating
because
the
it's
problem,
yeah, people are going to see, oh no, if I go, then I won't have to wait 18 months to get a decision on my thing. I'll get it in like 6 months, so they're more likely
That's
to come.
like when your bin's full and you put a bin bag next to it.
Yeah.
You're just filling up 2 bins.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
emptying the bin.
no,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of the
Good
greatest
analogy.
some of the greatest people I've ever known growing up and in my adult life have been people that their families immigrated here in the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever it was.
Yeah, my
right?
uncle came here in the 60s or 70s.
So you ain't got to
60s.
feel like a foreman
Yeah.
or nothing to move to England.
my dad came in the 70s.
Me?
He
Not
achieved
yet.
nothing.
Well,
It's
is
coming though.
Is it really?
It's got- yeah.
Claimed
If you
loads
had
of
that
benefits.
If you had voted for devolution, would you have to sort of emigrate officially then to England?
I think I'd get like citizenship from living here and stuff.
No, you, but I mean now. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, if Scotland
Went fully independent.
went independent, which isn't going to happen for a long time, but if it did, then yeah, I don't know what the fuck it would.
Nah, they wouldn't make that. It would
I
be
don't
you'd
think they have
need
the
passports
infrastructure
for
to
other
handle that.
countries, not for here.
We don't
No, I
even
think it'd probably be like Ireland. So because I think like it's still different. There's a common area. Because I know I can travel to Ireland and it's like much easier than
Do you
going
need a
to.
passport to get into Ireland?
Or I don't know if you can get in with other ID. I think you might actually be able to get in with other
If you
ID.
need a passport, it's just to board any plane.
Yeah, but you can
Like,
get the ferry, right?
Yeah, yeah, you must need
you
some
get the
ID.
ferry to Ireland.
Because my mate Bernardo, so he was here illegally. He's from Brazil, and I shared a flat with him, and he got caught and he got deported, and then he came back in.
could have
by
got shot.
He flew into Ireland and came through on the ferry.
Nice,
Entry
there you go.
requirements: if you are a British citizen, you do not need a passport to enter Ireland.
There we go.
Yeah, and then you can just
However,
walk
some
through the
carriers
border.
and airlines might require
Yeah,
identification.
but internal
Yeah.
flights, sometimes they ask for a passport.
Yes, sometimes, yeah. I know that if you get the ferry from Scotland to Ireland, you can just get off the boat and then walk through the border.
Yeah.
Like, there's just nobody there. So you can, I've done that loads of times.
I walked from Israel to Egypt and they stole my mobile phone.
I think, is this a joke? Is this
No,
like,
no. Yeah.
How do they do it?
They went, what's that? Is it a 90?
Justin
Use
used to
my
be
phone.
married. Just
My
The
Egyptian.
border people.
Yeah,
Who the
No way.
Egyptians stole it.
yeah. And when I was in Israel, they were going, don't go there. And I was going, that'd be fine. I want to go to Egypt. And I
Justin's
walked-
ex is Israeli.
Yeah, I
well,
was
he's
visiting
Jewish. sorry.
Israel.
Yeah.
Visiting Israel.
And did you text them later, or how did that work?
No, he goes, what's that? I says the phone. He goes, I'll put it in there in a box.
And
And I
what,
put it in a box, and he went, go through. And I walked through, and they just shut this gate. And I'm looking back, and he was just like that. He had a fucking AK-47 on his hip,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
looking at me like that.
there is one universal constant that I've found is that you cannot argue with a man who has an AK-47.
Not
in
over
his
there
door.
as well.
Yeah.
Because there's a no man's land bit. Like, you come out of a fence when Israel was all sort of like a first world country.
Yeah.
Then there was like a bit of wasteland where he did this. And then, like, you're in Egypt.
Yeah.
Bollocks. So what? Did you phone your phone later to like?
No, this was in the days when hardly anyone had one. It was like 1997 or something.
So it was a Nokia
yeah,
then?
Yeah, it was one of the ones I had to pull the fucking
That's
aerial
right,
up and
alright.
shit.
I thought it was like an iPhone 14.
No,
or
he
something,
wouldn't,
like
he wouldn't have wanted that, would he? They didn't have a phone. He was like, what is it? I said, it's a mobile phone. He went, put it in there. And I thought he was going to go through like
He
a
probably bought a house.
Christmas sorted.
pyramid. I thought he was going to go through,
a little 2-bedroom pyramid now with this.
I thought he was going to go through like some check. I was going to go through. They were going to inspect it. Just like that.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't at the time.
What did
It's
you
my
do?
one-to-one contract.
What was your what? I
Team-
remember
now
that.
T-Mobile.
Fucking hell, that was wow. That was a flashback.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm like Peter Kay.
No,
Who remembers one-to-one? What all that about?
What is it about?
it's a phone
That
network.
wasn't the real
It's
question.
like a
Crazy, man.
Vodafone thing.
What else has been? Women suck off turned out to be fake.
Yeah,
That
in the
viral.
group chat
Women
for
suck
this.
off what?
So you know, have you seen that? There's a viral video that's been going around about this chat about this woman sucking off a guy in Amsterdam in a through a glory hole.
Oh, the thing.
And then it turns out she sucked off her dad.
That's one of those apocryphal
Well,
legends.
Ricky Gervais
always goes
did it
round.
in one of his first specials.
Yeah.
So I was in this group chat, and they're going, "Oh, and I went, that's a fucking old one. That's an old street joke."
But
I've
the
heard that
story,
so
the
many
story is that there's this like joint stag do thing,
Yeah.
women and men, and they go to Amsterdam, and the woman has like some drinks and stuff. The bride or whatever has some drinks, and she decides, oh, I'm going to go to this glory hole thing, and somebody sticks
Already
a dick
holes
through.
in the hole.
Yeah,
give the pun.
holes
Hole
in
in the
it.
story.
And then
But a
she
woman
sucks
wouldn't
off
do
the
that.
guy, and then they've got like some button that can make the screen go
Yeah,
transparent
yeah.
because they're like in a fucking
It's like
James.
a fucking get a glory hole on the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a fucking.
And
Actually-
it's bullshit anyway, because you'll know what your dad's dick look like. So you know it's.
I'm from
You know,
Norfolk.
when I worked for that intelligence consultancy, we had this glass route where we would bring like clients and stuff, and it had all this stuff. It had like the table was like a screen that you could like move stuff around on and stuff. But there was a button you could press that would make it go. The glass box would just go opaque,
Yeah.
Like the
bang,
police.
like that, just to impress them, just because it was a cool thing.
That is cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
Anyway,
that is
that's
cool.
been concluded.
But yeah, so then she presses the button, he presses the button to like make it go transparent. She looks and it's her father-in-law
Yeah,
or
no, dad.
No,
or
it's her
dad,
dad.
or dad,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Ricky Gervais done it was a glory hole and it was a bloke sucked off his dad, which is
Right.
more believable because
Yeah.
a foul beast man would
Yeah,
suck
yeah.
a. I don't think a woman would go, ooh, I'm
but
going to
you
let
get-
my hair
First-
down and go suck a cock.
First thing you do in Amsterdam, isn't it?
Well, I thought
But-
that was
but-
yeah, exactly. That's a common.
But
thing.
some
But
woman phoned.
women?
But
Yeah.
some woman phoned up all these the four. She googled it. There's 4 like places in Amsterdam where there's an actual glory hole you can use. 3 of them are men only, so it discounted them, and one was thingy like both.
Ordinary.
So is
Yeah.
this BBC verified?
Yeah, basically, but they
Look,
didn't
get
have
the
the
fuck out.
glasses.
If
It didn't work.
If there's a glory hole where you can get a woman sucking, she's being paid. There ain't no
Yeah,
woman that would
yeah,
go and
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Would you use a glory hole?
What side?
That's the only question I've ever heard anybody ask that actually mattered about glory holes. There's
Which
no.
side am I?
I think I'd rather suck the dick than put my dick through the glory hole.
I'm not
Why?
gonna-
What?
Why?
No,
Why?
you
Because
got
I'm
that wrong.
scared someone will bite my dick off.
Yeah, what if somebody hits it with a
What
hammer
What
or
about someone
something?
took your dick and then stuck a knitting needle through it?
Exactly.
And you couldn't get it
You
through.
couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying I'd rather suck it.
Jesus
And it's
Christ.
more fun.
I would rather fucking suck it than I'm with him.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, there's
I
so
told
much
you
dick.
there's always a way you can suck
But
a
what
dick.
if somebody puts like a? Did you say that? Is that a? Did
That's
you
a
make
common
prophecy?
That's a, I don't know, maybe.
Don't
Merch.
There's a lot more risk involved with putting your dick in than opening your mouth. There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really weighed up this before.
Yeah,
until I
but
was here.
I'd put
But-
my
but-
dick through a
but-
glory hole in the Playboy mansion.
It's less risk.
1 in
but
10
you've
chance
got
it's
to
Hugh
suck a
Hefner.
dick.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the truth. I don't know if
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, but okay.
That bit
what's
I'm not
gonna
down
happen.
with.
Catastrophic risk.
Question is, would you rather suck a dick or risk losing your dick?
that's the balance.
That's the actual
But every
question.
time anyone
Yeah.
sucks your dick, it's a risk. They could start chattering or.
What?
No, but it's not.
Sneeze.
Well, they could have a seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people have a seizure, they bite down so hard they bite through their
Exactly.
tongue and stuff. If that happened when they're sucking your dick, they bite your dick off.
That's why I never
Not
have
if
the
they
strobe on when
not
anyone
if you
sucks
That's
my
not if
why
you
dick.
you
give them
should
a high
take
point dot care
high
gummy
point
before
CBD.
before fellatio because they'd be relaxed and in the mood
Yeah.
and concentrated.
It totally does get rid of any form of. No, it doesn't. I can't say that. That's not medical advice. But it should,
You're not allowed to say it can cure cancer.
No, I can't say
It
any of that stuff.
opens
it
the
does.
glory hole in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
But
they-
they're talking about putting. There's a German university that they had a vote on putting glory holes,
Yeah.
installing glory holes in the university, because he said it's like the student LGBTQ group or whatever. They say it's unsafe for queer people to not have glory holes. Or
I
something.
agree. I agree.
No, it's because they're so
How's it
effeminate.
How's it
Unsafe for-
unsafe?
It's unsafe because
It's
they're so
unsafe.
effeminate they can't
No,
hold
no.
themselves.
I've just signed up to
They need
go
a
to
man to do it.
university in Germany, so I absolutely agree. I think they have the right idea, and
but actually this is
I'll
a,
be. I'm
this
looking
is-
forward to
but-
Sprachen de Deutsch.
but this is a serious point though, right? It's because like, oh, we just want the same rights as you, but now we want mandated glory holes. It's like that's
Yeah.
no one wants to fucking.
Yeah. You don't get free sex.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get free
It's
sex.
just-
For
And
free
also,
sex.
who cleans it? Who
No, it's
like
disgusting.
administrates it? Is there
Well,
somebody?
no one
like,
now. They marry up to the other story. They'll
Isn't it
start
like
deporting all their glory hole
etiquette?
cleaners.
Isn't it etiquette that you clean up after yourself in the glory hole?
Not the ones I've been in.
And how thick's this wall? Because I might not make it. I might get lost in no man's
A
land.
sheet of
Found
cling
a glory
film.
hole? Have you ever found a glory hole in the wild, like a wild glory
Yeah,
hole?
Yeah, I have.
used
In
to, you used
Chicago.
to see them all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I used to. I
And
always.
What, in toilets?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd
I
be in
really-
the toilet and there'd be like a hole in. And when I was like, what the fuck is this hole in the? Let me put my mouth in that.
Between him and his dad's bedroom.
That's mean to go bad.
It's a friendship shitting portal. Where
I told you
can
I'd recognise his dick.
But did
Yeah, it's
you,
because you got circumcised by the same
have you-
barber.
have you ever found one in England though?
Yeah, in the toilets. There used to be the holes in the toilets all the time.
What toilet?
Fucking all of them.
What's the address?
I wonder what that drill was doing in your kitchen.
Listen, look, because actually we've gone quite long and they just come in. Fury and Ngannou. Justin, you're a UFC guy. Who's gonna win?
Fury.
Fury and
Did you
Ngannou.
So
see
what's, is this a UFC guy fighting Fury?
yeah.
Amazing story. He worked in the sand mine in Cameroon, I think it was. He illegally had to get in the back of a van,
Fucking
travelled
Leo
to
wouldn't
France.
like that.
Travelled to France, lived homeless for a while, started boxing, was just a beast.
Right.
Knocking people out. Took up UFC and like 3 years or 5 years later was the champion. But it was funny at the press conference because Tyson Fury was like, "Look, you're looking fat. You're getting fat." And that Francis Ngannou went, "So what? You used to knock people out when you were fat." and he went, "He's got me there, fair play." It was really one of that moment. He really broke character. It was
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is funny though. That is funny.
Yeah, he goes,
I like it if he could take fucking like a little bit of a punt at himself.
Yeah,
That's-
and he did go. He went, "Fair play, yeah."
Yeah.
It was really funny. Like he was trying to get, they're trying to get the stare off
Yeah,
and trying to
yeah.
get the tension going, and Francis Ngannou just made him laugh.
So is he just doing it for money? Because like
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Conor McGregor, because boxing's such a different thing to UFC.
yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Why?
Well, why?
Yeah, why?
It's like tennis and football.
Yeah, well, boxing is a art, martial art of the mixed martial arts. But boxing's very different. It's more about pacing
And you're not allowed
yourself.
to hit them in the throat and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
elbow them in the spine.
But boxing's a different. It's so funny because when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather,
Yeah.
I was thinking if he fights like he fights, he might beat him because Floyd Mayweather, obviously, that language of boxing, he's a master of it. He's like the
Yeah,
Shakespeare
yeah.
of like that language of boxing, right? But I thought
But this is
Conor-
a completely
if
different.
Conor McGregor came in and stood wide stance like that karate point and lunged in, and I thought
Because they're always so open
But
with
Conor McGregor came in and acted like a boxer.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
If
changed
Ngannou
it.
doesn't do that, I mean, but Fury's just so fucking big, man. He's like
Yeah,
6'9".
And I think he's making a huge risk, considering where he is. Like, have you seen any like
Which one?
what's his name?
Ngannou, Francis Ngannou,
No,
Tyson
no,
Fury.
the other one, Fury.
Yeah.
My wife was watching.
I thought we were struggling with the other name, but you can't pronounce it. What was it? Tyson. That's Tyson.
It was a very good impression you did of him though, because I've been sort of inadvertently forced to watch the show that he's in,
Yeah.
and it's like keeping up with the Tysons or Furies or
Yeah.
whatever, right? Or and that guy is really, I would say that he's like gonna end up with like dementia. Really
Oh, he's
quick,
been
man.
there, hasn't he? He come back from it. He got to like
He's-
30 stone and he went to kill himself.
Yeah, he's. I
Well,
think
because the
he's-
amount of damage he's taken on his head.
Yeah, and I think he's probably not safe for that guy ever to get back in the ring, man.
Who,
Because he's
Tyson
got
Fury?
Yeah, he's got so many neuroses, like mental
Demons.
neuroses. I don't even think it's demons. I think it's like he's been battered in the head so many times that
Generations of his family have.
yeah, it's
So it's probably
he's
passed down
fucking
as well.
Absorbed it, man.
Yeah.
It's like if you see him and you look at him from a clinical standpoint, he displays like traits that are terrifying, like for somebody who's going to take head trauma.
I
Like, you're
watched
like,
a bit of that show.
dude,
He's
don't.
is it a Christian or something? And he just goes.
He just goes.
He's like,
yeah,
I've got to go. And he's just
Right.
gone.
and it's
And she's
and-
like, oh,
yeah.
you can't stop him. He's like walked out, got there an half hour
Yeah.
later. He was like, I've got to
Yeah.
go.
and he just goes and walks the dog at the seafront
Yeah.
for 7 hours, and just stares into the fucking mist.
What's this documentary?
He's got like a reality show.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It's quite funny.
Oh, he's hilarious,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's probably one of the funniest. That guy could take the gloves off and get on a stage.
Yeah.
Honestly, he could. He's hilarious.
And we could put the gloves on and get in the ring.
Yeah, we should do
Yeah.
celebrity boxing.
Fucking-
Check a comedian boxing celebrity.
Do you know what? You should
Comedian, I
organise
mean.
that comedian boxing.
Yeah,
They did
They
it.
did it.
I'd love to
Yeah.
do that.
Do it
Who would you-
again.
Who would you fight? Who's your dream opponent?
I don't know. I'd have to think Steve Bennett from Chortle. I think I'd
Well,
love
that'd
to.
be one-sided.
Bennett
Bennett would
kill
batter
you,
you,
man.
There's loads. I'd quite like to take on like 3 gimpy comedians.
What, on
And
top
what-
of each
what's
other?
Yeah,
In a raincoat, yeah. Like they're trying to get in the cinema.
all at once, or one because some comedians are total. Like Quincy would batter anybody. I think he's done some professional boxing.
yeah.
David Longley would obviously batter.
That is
anybody.
more jiu-jitsu, isn't he? Has he done
yeah,
boxing?
Yeah, I
But
guess,
see, that
yeah.
doesn't necessarily. I don't know that he
I
hasn't.
think
but that doesn't
Quincy
necessarily.
Quincy would destroy any boxer.
Ricky Grover used to be a boxer.
That's
He's probably
right,
getting on a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
now. I don't know how old he is,
Yeah.
but
Hey, listen, time is of the essence.
But who would you want to batter, Darius?
Well, obviously, just for the pay-per-view, for the ratings, it'd be me versus K Kurd. Let's make
Oh,
it happen.
yeah,
of
Make
course.
some
God.
money, baby. KSI Logan Paul 2.
somewhere
Have
in
you
London,
got-
Kay Kurd's on a podcast saying that about you. Exactly the same word.
Yeah.
At the exact same
At least
time.
you'll be able to point at him and say, like, you're fat.
But you know what was funny?
he's fat.
You
Someone
should
was-
fight a fridge. Just a
someone
big
was-
fridge freezer.
Someone was like, "Why don't you fight K Kurd about your joke?" I said, "Listen, I don't want to steal my joke and beat me up. Are you mad?" Kind of both of them. It's one or the other.
Who would you fight, Justin?
Well,
Have
you
you
got
got
to
a
think.
nemesis.
No, I haven't got a nemesis.
What
I'm
about Nico? You still beefing with him?
Yeah, Nico. I fight Nico. That'd
Actually,
be
who
like
would win
Rocky
between
versus
Justin
Apollo
and
You'd
Creed.
win by default because Nico
He
would
would
turn
show
up.
up. That's it. If he's seconds out, ding. He's like, oh, I can't come.
He's in Norway.
I've just remembered I'm in Norway.
Do we want to, before we go, talk about the main shooting suspect?
Not really.
Not really. Fuck it. Just
They
gonna
ain't caught
say.
him yet.
Yeah, but they showed his.
Have they
picture.
not caught him?
They've not caught him, but
You
they.
see that he's still in the run?
Yeah, they showed his.
At time of
Fucking
recording,
hell.
yeah.
He must have
Right.
been like, quite good. Then, because they
Yeah,
usually.
but they reckon he's like
Yeah.
a gun firearms trainer and National Guard Reserve or whatever.
Wow.
So they reckon
Isn't he also like a nonce? And
Nonce?
He's a
Ah,
nonce. I'm
what
sure he's
about
a
that
nonce.
American
you have to
nonce
fucking
video you
destroy his
sent?
character, Leo.
No, he's
because he killed
a
a few
nonce.
people.
American.
He's a nonce in some, and also he was just being treated for hallucinations.
But all of them are because it's so expensive.
Don't
over
hold.
there.
I thought you were going to hold up one of your products.
Wow. Don't
This
get
one cures
hallucinations.
noncery.
Don't suffer from any hallucinations or shoot anybody. Buy this product.
We saw a American nonce video. You said it today.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
do you want to quickly watch it?
What, an
Yeah.
actual nonce fit?
Yeah,
What do
but
you
You
mean?
know when they catch
do you
the.
mean?
You
I
know
know you
the
get arrested for
I'm
having
gonna
that on your
no,
heart.
you know the
it's,
nonce.
it's rubbish compared to like the UK.
Yeah,
nonce
it was
video.
sent to me by
You know
it's
the nonce
American.
hunters. Yeah, man, that's the thing. The British ones, the
Oh
British
my-
nonce hunters are funny.
It was
Let's
sent to me
watch
by a
this
guy called Tom Garbage Can.
We'll post this in the video.
What the fuck?
Is that the victim or the nonce?
That's the nonce.
Oh.
Christopher Carey, a transgender online sex predator from Hastings, Nebraska, believed he was communicating with a 12-year-old girl from Lincoln, Nebraska.
You were talking to her last night about, sex and
This T-shirt doesn't even fit.
you wanted to take Allie to a dark place and make out.
We drive around, go somewhere, and we could go somewhere in the dark or something and make out and stuff.
Like a child? Like a fucking actual
Yeah.
child?
Yeah, yeah.
Who wants to fuck a child?
He looks like Ollie.
Nonces
does.
do.
I thought they were fake.
Yeah,
honestly,
but
like
UK nonce videos are much better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, UK nonce videos are hilarious. They always get they're pretty grim. They're always like outside an Aldi or
KFC
something.
or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
retail park.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if you,
yeah.
if you
And it's
notice-
always like some total fucking like
Yeah.
ruffians
Yeah.
And he's like,
stopping this
"You've
guy.
ruined my day."
You've ruined me holiday, mate. But like,
me holiday.
They never seem to understand the gravity of the situation.
It's like
Even
me
in that-
picking mushrooms.
gravity's a myth.
You know that one? You know that one with what's his name? The guy who just suddenly walking. They had a house set up and they had
Yeah,
like
the
a,
nonce hunter. That he's like he got
in,
a,
in America.
Stinson Hunter.
yes.
He's brilliant.
No, the
man.
guy in America.
Oh,
who's-
Chris.
Chris
Chris
Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Yeah,
seat
yeah.
right
How many
here.
like?
Have a
So what do you think you're doing here? And then they'd always go, oh, just being dumb, I guess. And like, they never, even though nonsense must watch that show. That show is on TV for fucking
Mate,
years.
it's
They must
true.
watch that show, and they'd always walk out and not realize the police were going to jump on them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, they're not coming in the police are here.
is this
I know.
show not popular
I
in the
watched-
nonce
it's true.
community?
I watched that documentary about that Stenson Hunter one, and they
yeah.
catch this bloke.
What's Stenson Hunter?
He's the English nonce hunter.
Google him.
I haven't seen
Anybody who's watching this
It's a
should
weird
Google
thing that he
Stinson
does as
Hunter.
well, to be fair. Going on,
Yeah.
dedicating your life to pretending to be 11-year-old girls a bit odd,
Yeah.
but not as bad as being a nonce.
But
I wanna-
he gets his mates to do it though, so it's fine.
I need
So
a piss.
This bloke turns up. You're here. This bloke turns up and he's going.
myself.
You thought you were talking to an 11-year-old girl, but he's going. Oh, I've been done up like a kipper here, ain't I? And they're chasing him. They're chasing this nonce, and he's going. Oh, I can't believe it. Well, you done me up here. He goes, I thought I was talking to a young girl. And I'm like, yeah, what were you going to do? I was just going to get a Chinese. You go, yeah, and you wanted to have sex, and he went, well, if she wanted it, she can have it.
Listen, on that note, as I'm about to wet myself, thank you for listening to this episode of Three Speech Podcast. And it's brought to you by highpoint.care. And if they use the code,
3SP.
they will get
Is it 10? What, I don't
10%.
even remember.
They will get
It's
10%
off. It's 10% off.
The 20% for
10
us.
milliamps off.
10 milliamps off. Yeah.
And what do you and quickly before we leave?
But also we're gonna to chuck into that. We'll give you free shipping as well.
all right, so
Hey,
that's
that's great.
That's pretty
10%
good.
off, free shipping.
And also, it's very high quality stuff. And also, you got a new range of neural enhancers.
Exactly.
So
10
it's not,
milliamp hours.
It's not even about the CBD anymore. It's about the ashwagandha and the stuff like that.
Exactly. Well, we use a whole bunch of stuff. Like I'll skip all the important details. And there's a phone number on our website. If you want to call us, we'll chat to you. We do bookings so people can call us and talk about it. But we're integrated a whole bunch of functional mushrooms and functional Ayurvedic medicine, which is supposed to, and it does help with anxiety, stress, inflammation. It helps you enhance your cognitivity so that you're smarter, you think faster, you feel better. So yeah, a whole bunch of additives that are designed to support you, not just if you're sick.
All right, you're being boring now.
Get in the weed business. We're in the weed business.
Just buy some highpoint.care. We gotta go. I've been the Mad Lad of Jihad. He's been Jussie P. He's been Leo Kirsch. You've been Paul from highpoint.care. Thanks for coming. Like and subscribe. Lick my balls, suck my balls. Anal.
glory
Good night.
hole.
Bye.
Wank off my dog.
Yeah.